Contents. So I actually already read the intro. So I'm just gonna skip to chapter 1. Chapter 1. Chapter 1. Getting here. Don't mind my bookmark. Alrighty. Chapter 1. Getting here. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. Tony Robbins. I went to a bookstore and asked the saleswoman, "Where's the self-help section?" She said if she told me, it would defeat the whole purpose. George Carlin. The universe has been at your command every day of your life. Most people have this idea all mixed up. They believe they are the mercy of the universe. Pessimism, I hope I said that word right. Pessimism is just a part of their life, and they believe there is nothing they do about what happens to them. Nonsense. The total opposite is the truth. The universe is completely at your beck and call. It is gracious and compliant to you and will constantly respond to your request. It's your universe, and you can grasp it at any time to attain whatever you please. I know that sounds far-fetched, but I have actually witnessed miraculous events in my life that I wouldn't have thought were possible at the time I wrote them down. But these wishes really came true, and I certainly believe none of them came about by happenstance. These were no flukes. As I've learned through experiencing life's labor pains, the universe will give you anything you want, both the pleasurable and the painful. You can manipulate the universe however you please, but there are laws and rules you must obey. Poor me. I can tell you quite frankly that I wasn't born with this positive mental attitude. I had to learn these beliefs. I originally believed our existence on Earth was just a random roll of the dice. I felt people entered and left my life with no lesson to be learned. I felt that if you couldn't see it, it didn't exist. I didn't think there was anything past my square box. I would listen to interviews of wealthy or famous people and hear them all talk about their universe. I may have been hearing the sound of their voices, but I wasn't listening to their hidden message. I personally believed anyone who had anything to do with spirituality was batty. I once watched a biography of a famous comedian, and he said he had signed a check at his father's funeral for $20 million and buried it with him. He said he was going to earn that one day. He ended up making some of the funniest movies ever, and he eventually earned $20 million per picture. I believed it was pure luck. During an interview with a famous actor, rapper, the journalist asked him how he'd gotten to be so famous at such a young age and how he managed to marry one of the most famous pop singers in the world. He simply answered, "I asked the universe." I thought this was just another multi-millionaire brat who was in the right place at the right time. I honestly thought these people were out of their minds. After all, was I naive? Of course, I wanted everything they had, except maybe the fame, and it would be nice to get everything I wanted. What made them different from me? For the majority of my life, I was pretty close-minded. I always wanted people to hear my opinion, but when it came time to listen to them, I could have cared less. This book didn't come to realization by my actions of continuing to be close-minded. As a matter of fact, I made a complete reversal in my way of thinking years back. It took me some time, but I learned that these wealthy people had complete control over their minds. Looking back, what now seems like ages ago, I spent a few years stuck in an oppressive and hurtful relationship. I did manage to break myself free of the unhealthy situation. However, I wasn't sleeping and constantly bored what went wrong. It was easier to blame everyone else around me, point fingers, and say that the relationship was ruined because of others, than to take responsibility for my actions. Boy, what a loser. Looking back and dissecting where I went wrong with my attitude, I learned that what I was doing was merely displacing my feelings. I had to learn that I must essentially see the truth in everything, no matter how bleak things looked back then. I was about to enter a passage in my life that transformed everything about my reality. The flower bloomed. Late one night, I saw an infomercial for Anthony Robbins' Personal Power 2 program. I knew I wanted to change, but I didn't believe in buying the snake oil. Here was a guy who lived in a castle in California, earning hundreds of millions of dollars a year. And there I was, living in my parents' house, lying in my unmade bed, criticizing Tony and belittling his success. I was jaded beyond belief, yet I still mustered up the courage to buy the program. Within 30 days, my entire perception of this world altered. My thought process was transformed. The Personal Power 2 program awakened my thirst for self-improvement. There was one turning point in the program in particular that has stuck with me to this day. On or about day 14 of the program, Tony asked you to list your goals, personal development goals, things goals, and financial goals. At the time of listening to the program, I followed Tony's orders and wrote down everything I wanted in my life. My goals covered a that is not what life is about. Someone could say, I want $1 million and receive it, but the person will never be fulfilled if he or she does not learn one crucial lesson. It's who you become as a person that matters. I know a lot of very wealthy people who seem to have everything, whose circumstances would make any other person elated, yet they are absolutely miserable. None of their things make them happy because they are not happy with themselves. I was finally able to open my mind and listen to someone smarter than I was. I knew after my 30 days with Tony, I could conquer the barriers necessary to get everything I desired. That lesson alone gave me a permanent feeling of accomplishment. My accomplishments. My few years after my 30 days with Tony, the time came for me to move from my parents' house and settle down. I committed myself to a new girlfriend, and we dedicated ourselves to getting married. This relationship was the complete opposite of the one I had attracted into my life just a few years earlier. I had finally found someone who loved me for me. I found the most perfect home in New York. My future wife and I moved into this perfect home on the same day. We got married within 1 year of living together. As I continued to clean out my old room in my parents' house, I came across my personal power notebook from a few years earlier. With a big smile on my face, I flipped through the pages and found the page with the longest list. I began to read the list of everything I had wanted to achieve a few years back. After reading the first sentence, I cupped my hands over my mouth to stifle a scream. Of what I have written down just a few years earlier, 90% had come true is 5 feet 9 inches tall and is the same religion as me. She will love me for who I am in spite of my flaws. I want to propose to this attractive woman in front of the Bellagio fountains in Las Vegas. I want to get married to this woman in Las Vegas. I want to have a healthy and happy child who is born during the summer. At the time I was writing all this, I was seriously hurting from that dismal relationship I've just gotten out of. While I was writing, I believed there was no way it could possibly come true. I thought to myself, who would want to get himself into another relationship after what I just went through, right? I kid you not, when I say 3 years after I wrote everything down, I attracted a woman into my life who possesses every characteristic I listed. We are on the same page mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. She loves me and I love her unconditionally. I have a child with her who was born in the middle of the summer. And yes, I did propose to her in front of the Bellagio fountains. I'm definitely saying that wrong, so I'm sorry. We got married in Vegas and she is 5 feet 9 inches and of the same religion. I couldn't make this stuff up. This was pure magic. And the most fascinating part was that between my breakup and meeting my future wife, I was basically going about my daily life. As these events were occurring, I did not remember that I had written them down previously. There was a massive effort on my part never to think or believe the way I had before. I made a promise to myself that the old patterns of my behavior had departed. My new actions propelled me to get everything I wanted. Finding more answers. After reading my list, I knew there was something bigger there. I then realized I hadn't asked for enough. I mean, how did this all work? I could not believe this was some cosmic gamble and I had randomly attracted all this into my life. Action is the real measure of intelligence. I wanted to dig deeper. I would not take this lightly and could not for 1 second believe it was a coincidence. I felt like I had learned the meaning of life in that 1 minute I spent reading my personal power journal. I got hungry for self-empowerment programs and literally read anything I could get my hands on when it came to self-improvement and obtaining everything you desire. I came across Rhonda Byrne's The Secret. I read the book and watched the movie within a day. The law of attraction, as Rhonda explains, states that if you think positive thoughts, those thoughts will be attracted to you, and in the act of gratitude, you will gratefully get everything you desire. Pretty genius. There is nothing to dispute. Every single word is true. Although The Secret was a powerful book that opened up new doors for me, I wanted to continue searching. I knew that successful people aren't born that way. They all possess a mindset that gets them everything they want. I went further back to find the basis of Rhonda's theory and found the books that I would come to carry with me everywhere. Wallace Wattles' The Science of Now it's your time to shine. What worked for me will most definitely work for you. Without any more delay, I would like to formally introduce you to the universe, to the universe, the universe, the universe, the universe. Summary. The universe is at your command every single second of the day. People who understand